Hey everyone, Mikey Sola here. Information intensive environments. Um, how do they increase vocabulary? To me, the real thing is that if you have these information intensive environments, like for me in PE, you have stuff plastered everywhere. So it's constantly always on the minds of the students and always visually on their eyes. They're always just inundated it. They're constantly seeing it. How does it create a positive classroom climate and culture? Contributes to positive climate and classroom culture, creates an intellectually stimulating and welcoming environment. Hopefully it's stimulating for students to be constantly seeing all these words. Again, in PE, we're talking about fitness words, reading heart rate, stuff like that. So they're constantly just inundated in it. And hopefully it creates a welcoming environment. It also promotes student independence to find the answers on their own. Let's face it, school is about yourself. It's also about group work, but it's also a lot about yourself. College is a lot about yourself. So hopefully this type of environment promotes people finding answers on their own, working towards a goal on their own. Encourages curiosity, diverse texts, and again, hopefully it makes students excited to learn and supports collaborative learning. So again, hopefully just this inundation of intensive information creates people that want to learn more, work on their own, and just an overall benefit to the entire environment. The understanding of oral language and an information intensive environment impacting reading and writing development. Now, oral language impacts reading and writing. It builds vocab. To me, I can think of no more important things such as vocab. Vocab is extremely important. Your vocab is going to determine how you speak in life, how you conduct yourself, job interviews, dates, all of it. I can think of nothing more important than building one's vocab. Develops phonological and phonemic awareness. Through that, students hear rhymes. They break words into sounds. Again, this is people really grasping oral language and how to speak, the sound of how a word sounds. It models sentence structure and grammar. Children begin to hear sentence patterns and verb tenses. Again, extremely important as far as oral language goes. Strengthens narrative skills that you need in life for, again, job interviews, talking, getting to know people, just conversing with the outside world. Again, it promotes narrative skills and organization, builds background and world knowledge. Now, how does it impact the reading and writing development? An information-intensive environment impacts reading and writing by regular exposure to rich language. Again, there's that key word, regular exposure. For me, in a PE setting, it's hopefully kids are constantly exposed to some of these key words that we're focusing on in PE. Supports independent word learning through something like the dictionary, looking up words, learning words. I know my wife was a big spelling nut as a kid. That's how she really learned, was through studying the dictionary for these spelling competitions. Authentic use of vocab. Students use new vocab because it becomes part of classroom language and environment. So this is all about trying new things. Students are using new vocab and it just becomes part of the climate and the culture. So hopefully I answered some of these questions about information intensive environments. Thanks for your time.